Hello, everybody. My name is Casey Roselle, game director at Nuclear Swords, and I'm here today to show off the mod that I created back in 2023, called the Hidden Tomb of Hircine. Now, this is a pretty high-level mod, and so you need to be at least level 25 to get the beginning of this quest, but essentially you're going to want to go into an area where you can get triggered with the courier, and as soon as he comes up to you, he's going to give you a letter, and then after you get that letter and you read it, it's going to direct you to Solstheim.
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Okay, then after you get to Solstheim, you're going to go ahead and go up to the Retching Netch, and you're going to approach this man, Roland Broadmoor. And once you're done talking to him, he's going to ask you to meet him outside of Golgan's Lair, which sits atop of the ruins of the Mortrag Glacier that fell after the events of Blood Moon in the Elder Scrolls III. And this area is in the northwestern portion of the map. And once you get there, basically you're just going to swim across over to the island, and you find that Roland Broadmoor is already there waiting for you.
You made it. Are you ready to head inside? All right, I got your back.
Once you head inside, you'll notice that it's a decently well-lit ice cave area, and Golgan's Lair is actually a lair for bears, and we'll show exactly why it's a lair for one specific bear. And if you notice, there's a locked door right here. It does require a key to unlock, but we'll come back to that in a bit. However, there is a hint nearby if you're having trouble to find the key. So, we can't go through the door, so we're just going to have to explore around the dungeon and see if we can find anything that'll help us find the key. And as it turns out, Golgan's Lair is actually home to a very large bear that was blessed by Hircine, and he is standing here guarding the way into Hircine's tomb. Once you defeat him, and you go ahead and loot the body, you'll notice that he has a wax-covered key. Now, we'll go ahead and take this key back to the door. We'll pull the lever, and you'll notice in the back, a hidden door opens in the back of the cave where we once were. After going through the door, you'll find your entrance to the Hidden Tomb of Hircine. And we just got to make our way through the ruins of Mortrag. Now, this area has been pretty famously known as being extremely difficult because the Draugr here, they're tough. Acolytes of Hircine from a time long past. And these Draugr were trained, and they're very difficult to take down, which is why I recommend a high level when going through this dungeon. Now, Draugr isn't the only thing you're going to find in here. Obviously, Hircine blesses many of his warriors of ages past, and you'll run across a lot of werewolves and even some other special enemies. Moving on to the next area, we got a mixture of a cave and ruined area, and it is definitely packed full of more werewolves. Definitely guarding something here. And if we go up across the bridge here, you'll notice that the way to the next area is actually gated off. If you peek through, you can get a glimpse of another special enemy. But we can't get through right now, and the only way to do it is to start pulling levers around the arena. As soon as you pull the third one, that gate's going to open up. You make your way through the gate, and you're going to encounter the first werebear of the level. Now we're going to be entering the maze level. This area is actually sectioned off into 3 pieces, and every single piece of the maze has a lot of Draugr. This is an extremely difficult portion of the level because not only it doesn't only just disorient you, but you got to find the levers while being bombarded by a horde of Draugr. And as you can tell, they're not easy to take down. But if you can make your way through the maze and through all the Draugr, you just got to pull all 3 levers. There's one in each section of the maze. And after pulling all 3 levers, you're going to make your way to the next area. And this Draugr Death Overlord is essentially the boss of this area. The maze has a lot of different Draugr, like Draugr Death Lords, but this Draugr Death Overlord guards essentially the last lever, and he is the most difficult enemy to take down in this section. And there we go. We pull the 3rd lever, and now we can move on to the next area. Next, we have a large open cave area. And you see 2 giant wolves, also blessed by Hircine. And they don names that actually become relevant. And after taking down Fang and Claw, you'll notice that the area to the next level is also gated off, and you are required to place items on these pedestals. If you go ahead and loot Fang and claw, you'll find a piece of nostalgia from Elder Scrolls 3 Blood Moon. It appears that the totem of claw and fang has been separated and is now the totem of claw and the totem of fang. Separate pieces that Hircine uses to guard the entrance to his tomb. Going through to the last area here, with Roland Broadmoor following us at our side. This is the final area of the hidden tomb of Hircine. And we have his altar with obvious gifts to Hircine for blessings. However, when you try and activate the shrine, you're going to get some familiar dialogue. Just like the Nerevarine did back in the Elder Scrolls 3 Blood Moon, your character will choose whether or not he would like to face a specific aspect of Hircine. You can choose Strength, Speed, and Guile. And just like back in Blood Moon, whichever aspect you choose to face will yield different rewards. I'm going to go ahead and choose Speed this time.
So you have chosen, and so shall be your fate. To face me in all my glory would be less than sporting. So you shall face but one of my aspects, the one you have chosen. Prepare yourself, mortal, for now you are the hunted.
And each aspect of Hircine also has a different form. Just like in Blood Moon, the speed aspect of Hircine will yield a wolf form. And that'll do it. We'll speak with Roland Broadmoor and see what he says about the whole experience.
Thank you, Dragonborn, for your help. You've etched your name in the archaeological history books here today. I think I'll leave Skyrim for the time being. I hear there may be some...
And it looks like Roland also hints where he'll be going in the future.
Oh, I almost forgot. Your payment for what you did here today. Thanks again.
Obviously, we get a nice hefty reward. And another nice reward that we get is the Speed of Hircine, an item we pick up from his aspect. And this is actually my personal favorite item, because once we equip it, each hit absorbs 20 points of stamina, and it actually has a very fast swing rate. Very, very cool. And all of the other aspects have very, very powerful and unique abilities. And that'll do it for me, everybody. Thank you so much for coming with me through this detailed walkthrough, and I hope you play the mod for yourself in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Have a great day.